Hey folks, it's Patrick here. I'm so grateful to continue reading in the book of Acts together. Today we're in chapter 8, which is a really beautiful chapter about the way that the Spirit surprises us and challenges us to think about the presence of God in new and unexpected ways. So we're going to spend the rest of this week talking about different pieces of this 8th chapter. So I hope that you'll continue to tune in and participate in the conversation that happens below these videos. And if you can't participate in the conversation that happens below the videos, I hope that you'll continue to read scripture and find new ways that God is speaking to us through these beautiful and often challenging passages. The 8th chapter is no exception there. It is both beautiful and incredibly challenging. First, we start the chapter off with this beautiful image of the Spirit of God coming to the people of Samaria, who were sort of historic enemies of the Israelites in Jerusalem. And so there's always been this cultural tension there. And yet when Philip goes to speak about the presence of Christ and the presence of God, the Spirit of God descends into this community and breathes new life into this group of people, which is incredible. And then among that group of people, we see this man who sort of thinks of himself and talks about himself as a magician, but also sort of an embodiment of divinity himself. And when he sees the power of the Spirit coming through this community, he tries to bribe the disciples to get the power, and you see that collapse on him. And then just after that, you see Philip encounter an Ethiopian eunuch who would have been in great authority in his own community, and they have a really beautiful conversation where the eunuch asks to be baptized in a stream, a small stream at the side of the road, which Philip does. So it's really kind of beautiful, right? We have these preconceived notions about how God lives and how God acts in the world, and then we see how Scripture and the experiences that people have shatter all of those expectations over and over and over again. First, we thought that God could only dwell with a certain people in a certain place. God is only present at North Decatur, and then we see that the Spirit of God descends into a new community, even one that we might think of as being an enemy, or someone that we have tension with, or someone that we don't quite really understand because their context and their life experience is so different from ours. And yet, the Spirit of God blows through there. And as much as we might want to try to control the way that the Spirit works in the world, we see that also is an impossibility. That's not how it works, which is another beautiful reminder of the way God is in the world. And then we see that even further outside the realm of what we might think is possible, God continues to shape life, to transform people and communities to be aligned with this new kingdom that is abundant for all people. So that's sort of the 8th chapter in a nutshell. We'll talk more specifically about each of those pieces throughout the rest of the week. So we've got Edry and Tyler and Brittany and Rachel all lined up to talk about the way that the Spirit surprises and confronts our expectations. So, but for today, I just want to ask you, as we prepare to read more in this 8th chapter, how has the Spirit of God surprised you in your life or in the life of someone that you know? When have you been surprised by the way that God's Spirit breathes new life for you or for someone that you know? I would love to hear from you about that. Feel free to drop that comment in the video just below this video. Otherwise, please do, if you know somebody who might want to get into Scripture, consider sharing this video with them, and definitely like the video so that we know that you're here. Anyway, much love to you, and I look forward to talking with you in the comments throughout the week. Take care. Bye.